Thank you for being here today. I'm not used to reading speeches, but I wrote something down or I would ramble forever. No nation.
Can you come closer to that?
Sure. Just for you, Petrus.
Thank you.
No nation has ever become great by embracing racism, prejudice, discrimination, intolerance, and xenophobia. Such a country can only shrink within itself as people become small and bitter. No flower ever bloomed brighter or smelled sweeter after having been dusted with hatred. Such a flower and such a people can only fade away. A nation can only thrive when it realizes that wisdom does not stop at its own borders. The Vilnius Jewish Public Library would not be opening today if I had kept my own counsel. Many over the past 7 years have contributed greatly to the success of this project. Some did so by donating material or by spreading the work being done to create a new center dedicated to promoting tolerance, understanding, and ultimately acceptance. Others helped by offering words of wisdom that helped increase the vision of what was possible and to enhance and expand the library's mission, capabilities, and goals. A victory for humanity, whether large or small, requires taking steps. Those steps are rarely perfect, and the same can be said of victory. There will be roadblocks, obstacles, barriers, missteps, and stumbles. Yet that does not make the goal any less worthy. An imperfect achievement is still an achievement. If one waits for perfection, one could be waiting a very long time. Is this the right time for the Vilnius Jewish Library? It is not for me to say. All I can tell you is that the work was done with what was available under imperfect conditions in order to turn a dream into the reality which you see before you today. Many helped in various ways. I do not believe that any of them, under the illusion that this center of Jewish life and culture would become utopia. Yet they gave up their time, energy, wisdom, and money. There are many to thank, and it is not possible to thank them all now. Frankly, I would go on for hours if I thanked everybody. Here are some of those who helped. I do not intend in any way to deny the other equally phenomenal people who gave so generously. Here are a few names in no particular order. Actor, director, photographer Leonard Nimoy, singer-songwriter Janice Ian, another singer-songwriter named Cindy Paley, Rabbi Jonathan Slater, architect Richard Meyer, Professor David Katz, who I'm honored to call a friend, and I'm glad he's here with us today. The National Yiddish Book Center, which has sent a wonderful donation, which is on its way now to Vilnius as a gift to the Lithuanian people. The Jewish Community Center of Greater Washington, D.C., the Jewish Contemporary Museum of San Francisco, author Shura Saul, author Jody Picot, Rosalie Saltzman, Rusty Mike Radio in Israel, the Jewish Quarterly, Michael and Arnold Hannah Fine, Kathy Murray and Wesley Gladstein, and Wesley happened to be born in Lithuania but now lives in the U.S. Paulus Brzezlauskas, an Old Town Hostel here in Vilnius, which gave me a place to rest my head for so long. The Rendsburg Jewish Museum, Berlin Holocaust Memorial. Ivan Wilczek, whose father, Siggy Wilczek, was found guilty of simply being Jewish. Siggy went to Auschwitz. It made no difference that the family had a 500-year history in Germany. Siggy survived the hatred. It was a miracle he lost 59 of his relatives murdered simply for being Jewish. Siggy not only lived, but managed to thrive when he reached the USA. His first job in the USA was shoveling snow, which is not something I would enjoy. His last was as president and CEO of a bank which grew in stature and strength as he led the way. His son Ivan attained a law degree, and he and his brother Alan went to work with their father. Ivan is now a successful and entertaining recording artist who donated to the library. Alan is out there now racing cars and racing them quite well, I must say. Their mother, Naomi, created and runs an art museum in Miami. All Siggy Wilsick and his family ever wanted was just to live their lives. Look at what can happen when people are simply allowed to be themselves. Look at what can happen when people are not allowed to be themselves. Yad Vashem, which has done so much to keep the memory of the Holocaust alive. Thus, I am brought to my dear friend Rachel Castanyan, who keeps the Vilnius Jewish Museum's greenhouse running. The greenhouse is a place where the light burns bright, as it does its part to make all people aware that the Holocaust was a tragedy for all citizens of Lithuania. Rachel represents the best in keeping the flame of Jewish culture alive. She succeeds despite the odds, and she is an inspiration for me and for others. Finally, I must give thanks to my friends from Germany, Jens Reinke and Andre Oberheiden, two dear friends from Kiel, Germany, who are here today. They're documentary filmmakers. They've created films about the entertainer Al Jolson. You see a photo of Mr. Jolson above, which was donated by Andre and Jens. They're documentary filmmakers and so much more. I first became aware of Andrea while doing research on this incredible entertainer, Al Jolson. Jolson was not only a Jew, but also a Litvak, one who was counted as a Lithuanian Jew. He was born in 1886 in the town of Seredžius, here in Lithuania. He went on to amazing success in vaudeville, Broadway, film, and music. Jolson was the star of The Jazz Singer, which was the first full-length sound film. Think of the fact that a Lithuanian citizen made history and achieved success on a truly epic scale. Andrea so admires his talent that she has created several documentaries with Jens related to Jolson's life. Andrea is the one I thank for putting me into touch with the International Al Jolson Society with members of many nations. They work without tiring as they promote the name of a man who was born here in this nation. Thanks to Andrea's help, and thanks to the Jolson Society, the library will have an incredible collection of Jolson material to share with everyone who walks through the doors. Andrea also arranged donations from many sources in Germany and Austria. Before the donations, I discovered Andrea's website, and then had the good fortune and the pleasure to discover the person behind the camera. The creator of documentaries is also working on a film about the library. More than that, much more than that. We have decided to build a life together. We're getting married next year. Two Gentiles who happen to have an abiding respect and admiration for Jewish culture. Excuse me, I have a bit of a cold. One must put their feet on the path toward a worthy goal. Be ashamed to die until you have won some victory for humanity, was stated by educator Horace Mann. Today, the Minister of Culture, Rimas Galutis, Petras Zerlis, Petras Austravičius, and the Lithuanian Librarians Association, Emanuela Zingris, Olga Mir, and Jovenis Piliauskas, they all, along with the people of Lithuania, have won a victory for humanity. I ask that each of you here today join us on the path as we move imperfectly forward toward continued victory. Thank you.
Lietuvos Respublikos Seimo narį Petrą Auštrevičių reikia ir būtina vadinti Žydų viešosios bibliotekos globėju.